for me, it was a bit of political theatre, this whole idea that you're going to impeach somebody who's leaving anyway. It just seemed to me to be overly personal, overly political. I don't know what you thought.
Well, I do think I don't think Trump behaved very well over the whole question of the demonstrations, and I think he should have called that off. But it does look now that what is the point, other than, of course, I suppose the Democrats are frightened that he will actually make a comeback and that he will want to stand again. And if he was properly impeached, he's only been impeached by the one house, so it has to get 2/3 of the Senate now. And if that happened, it would stop him standing again. But yeah, I think the Democrats, particularly the Speaker, Pelosi, who of course intervened quite a lot in the Brexit situation as well, and came over to Ireland and sort of basically pushed the Irish into being much, much tougher about the border and all of that. So I'm not very fond of her, but I think she's shown a bit of, I think she's showing a very personal sort of nasty streak now. And I think, in the country as a whole, we have to remember that in America, there are still substantial numbers, big numbers who support the Republicans and Donald Trump, and this will not, in the long term, I think in the long term, this will not be something that will, the Democratic Party will be able to feel comfortable about, and that they did the right thing.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that the Democrats don't like Donald Trump, and I'm sorry that they are frightened that he might run again, but it's not really their decision to make. He was voted in by a majority of people 4 years ago. He's still the president until next Wednesday, when Joe Biden becomes the new president. And the idea that they can somehow make sure that he never runs ever again, you're kind of going, what sort of a country are you running here? Do you want to pick who it is that people can vote for now?
Well, it's this sort of fear of the country, fear of the public, isn't it? Fear of the
public are too stupid. They'll vote for the wrong person.
Well, we got that on the referendum. People were wrong. How dare you vote to leave? You couldn't possibly be right, and we know better. And I think there's a bit of that in the America. But ultimately, these things do, using it again, chickens come home to roost. I mean, they do actually catch up with you. And I think in the long term, they will regret this. Having said that, I've got a feeling that the Senate won't actually get the 2/3, they'll step back.
I'd be amazed. And also, even if they get the chance to do it, it won't happen, I'm told, until sometime into April, because of course there isn't room and time to do it before next week, because the Senate doesn't even sit until Tuesday. So it really does look like a very, very kind of spiteful move, and they'd have to be crazy, I would have thought, to have a trial in the Senate after 3 months or 2 months after Donald Trump's left.
Yes, and that's the way it's going to work out now with the timings. But I think maybe at the beginning Trump should have said that he would have gone to the installation. I know it would have been pretty awful for him. It is for anyone who loses, but that might have helped too. But in the end, I think this will fall back on the Democrats, and they will look a bit petty and a bit vindictive.
Yes, and I think it doesn't behoove good things for America in general to have whatever it is that they are about to have, because for the next 4 years, Joe Biden has got a massive problem on his hands, because he's got a divided country. He's got half the nation who don't support him, more or less. I mean, it's a bit like the 52-48 question here, isn't it? Where you've got, quite a small division of people who believe two completely different things.
Yes, and he sometimes doesn't appear particularly well either. So I think he's going to have quite a difficult time.